people on the outside holding, we have banners in English and Spanish. The anarchist band marching around the coal plant, that was fun. And then that actually, not because of us, but because that campaign, they won in Chicago. They closed those 2 coal plants. And another coal plant down in Bolu we were involved in, that closed too. Folks in Baltimore have been working on a human rights zone in a kind of touristy called the district. And this is a Harriet Tubman puppet. We worked with them to create this Our Harbor Day. Biloxi, Mississippi, we worked with a group that's stopping a port expansion. And we did have the kids speak about, what they would do with all this money that was being diverted from Katrina recovery into this pet project of Governor Hale Barber. Was that his name? Hale Barber? Anyway. And doing the same kind of stuff we did in our community, like flying giant banners with big balloons. Can you believe those balloons? They're seriously, those are 4 foot. Those balloons are bigger than you.
Are they in helium or hydrogen?
Helium.
Okay.
Hydrogen is not necessarily bad, but when it pops, it makes a big flame, and we think that might cause trouble for us in certain situations. But the kids came up with the banner for the background. What do you want? What would you do this? What should we do? We want to dream for the future. We want to invest in community. And then when the kids are leading, then the religious leaders came out. They're guiding too. They're going to give. Out of respect, children have a lot of moral authority. So I'm really into this idea that when we think about the battle we're in, it is a battle, and we do have and the enemy is like this bottom circle. This idea, to me, it's the commodification of everything and everybody versus the sacredness of life, community, and the planet, the biosphere.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. And it starts to manifest in this sort of like people versus the corporation stuff. Sure. And we've had a Citizens United decision, and so one of the actions we did was a satirical rally where we put a big soul sign on the Capitol lawn with these Uber persons, Blackie Waters and Goldie Sachs and Mona Santo. And we created you guys want to read this together?
Read it out loud, please.
Everybody together. We the corporations, transcending the boundaries of nations, in order to protect us from the people, ensure our right to extract and exploit, divide the defense of profit with impunity, and secure the blessings of wealth and privilege for those who have it already.
Oh my God.
Do ordain and appropriate this Constitution of the United States of America.
That's what they wanted.
It's great. It's fun, right? So this is like a 14 by 28 version of that.
No, I think it's a great.
Yeah, no,
I mean, if you're going to talk about it, let's give them their mission statement.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's totally what they want.
Can we read the real mission statement? Can we read our mission statement before we read theirs?
The Declaration of Independence is a pretty awesome one. So we did this projection. This is creative tactics. This is using a spotlight in a van driving by the Supreme Court. Then the Occupy happened, and right around that time, just before Occupy, we had made this banner at one of our camps.
That was at our Capitol here?
Yeah. And Bruce was part of the making of this banner. And that was a 70-foot banner. And then the logical consequence of something like Citizens United is that you get something like the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which is this new trade agreement like the WTO or NAFTA, that's basically establishing corporate courts, tribunals that can sue governments for passing laws that threaten future profits. And so we help with, blockade the roads. So these are all tactics, right? You're seeing tactics here. Into a negotiation there. And that's a big ass, 16 feet across, flying up in the air. I know that's a butt. It's a butt. I mean, And that's toilet paper. I know. I'm with you. It's like, if people, you want to get people's attention. So that we were working with people on the flush the TPP stuff. So it's all makes it, it's like this battle between the rights, inalienable rights, unalienable rights, and the rights of corporations, investor rights, believe it or not, they're claiming investor rights, and the rights of capital. It's like capital can cross borders, but people can't. So, we've been involved in that. And that's all satisfying. We helped drape banners on the U.S. Trade Representative's office, and we marched in there, like, all that stuff. That's fun. We dropped, all that. And, let's see. Let's actually have it. So this is an example of a lot of people doing stuff all over the place in last November. 13 cities using tactics they got at different camps and trainings and stuff that we did. And so it was a really interesting experiment in mobilizing this power, this network. You invest so much time in building these relationships and sharing skills and stuff, and then to actually get it to happen in all these cities is really interesting for us, really powerful. And so I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna, it's good, right? But there's something deeper that I feel like we're getting to right at the very beginning around purpose of all of this. And when I was up in Victoria at the Defend Our Coast rally, I was honored to take our giant salmon and march in with the First Nations, First Peoples of BC, and be on the steps of the legislative building there, and the people who kept the young Native leaders, kept saying that the elders were saying that this is a spiritual battle, and it has to be fought from a place of love. So this for me gets kind of to your Jennifer, your thing around rights, because rights they're kind of like skin deep. They're like a contractual thing that comes out of Europe. It's okay. It's not bad. Human rights framework as a unifying framework is not bad, but it doesn't really penetrate. So I don't feel like it's really a useful place to start with people. I think there's getting down to the sacred, like why rights? Like rights are derivative of something. Rights come from the sacredness of who we are. And so when we deal with people on this stuff, going to that sacred space, like we did in the beginning of this circle, right? That's the source of the work. And that's where I think we have to make sure people always see that we're coming from. That we're coming from our purpose. And that our purpose aligns with their deepest purpose. And then we have a conversation about what that means and how sacred it is to be part of this human family and be on this planet and to be happy.